Right, just after 8 o'clock, your top stories at this hour. Inauguration of the Prime Minister of India gets underway in New Delhi today. This will be Prime Minister Narendra Modi's third term, in fact, in office, where we're going to be covering more of the story. In fact, we're going to be speaking to SABC News correspondent Ishan Garg, who is in New Delhi. Ishan, good morning. Thanks for your time at the SABC at this hour. Perhaps you could really just give us some insights as to the dynamics unfolding. A third term in office, however, was not an easy victory for Modi. What are the challenges facing, the Prime Minister? What will he immediately have to address at this point?
Well, you're absolutely right. This was not an easy victory for him. In fact, this was possibly the worst performance of his party in the 3 elections that they have contested. This time around in 2024, their party did not touch the majority mark in the Indian Parliament, which is what you need to form a government on your own. So this time around, they're going to have to rely on their coalition partners. And doing that means that they will have to massage a lot of different egos. They will have to make some compromises to ensure that their allies stick with them. And we even got some experts here saying that even though Prime Minister Narendra Modi might be taking oath to become the Prime Minister, forming his cabinet right now, but when he gets inside the Parliament, on the floor of the Parliament, he will still have to prove that all 272 MPs, which is what's required to cross the majority mark, they are still with him. So this will not be a government without its own set of challenges. There might be a bit of wrangling even within the parliamentarians, this bloc that is now assuming power, one wanting something else, the other wanting something other. So it won't just be about running a government. It will also be about ensuring that his coalition allies stick together, because without them, Mr. Modi's BJP party does not have a clear majority of its own.
Well, Ishan, thank you for those sentiments. I mean, it did appear to be a very divisive election. You were alluding also to, how this re-election was received by those that had been antagonized, in this run-up. But perhaps also, let's extend that. China is also unhappy about his statement after Taiwan sent a message to congratulate him. How serious is the tension between China and India at this point as well?
Well, absolutely. So addressing the first point first about this election being very divisive. I mean, this is divisive. This is something that political experts here have been saying, that this is one of the most polarizing election campaigns they've seen in their entire lives in India's political history as well. So it's been very divisive, with many allegations being leveled against Prime Minister Modi's party itself, that it's been disparaging the country's minority Muslims. There have been allegations against the opposition parties that they are trying to spread false rumors about the Prime Minister's party. So a lot of mudslinging going on both ways. And now, in terms of the international context, we're also seeing some tensions emerging already. This particularly relates to the President of Taiwan congratulating Prime Minister Narendra Modi on his win in this election, and Prime Minister Modi writing back saying that he looks forward to a long-term partnership. And this is something that hasn't set well with China, with the Chinese Foreign Ministry saying that India is making remarks that it perhaps shouldn't, and saying that India should be very careful with how it deals with the Taiwanese officials, because China, of course, sees Taiwan as part of its broader territory and does not see it as a separate entity. Now, India's position on it has been fairly clear, that it does not recognize openly and clearly Taiwan as a separate entity. So maybe there aren't going to be long-term tensions here before, but this is something certainly very crucial in terms of what the dynamics are going to be in this region as far as India, China and Taiwan are concerned.
Ishan, let's leave that there. Thank you for that update. Ishan Garg is obviously our SABC News correspondent, bringing us the latest there. We know the inauguration of a Prime Minister gets underway in New Delhi today.